Chapter 4. The Night That Wouldn't End. Huang gave a gentle nod and smiled. The old woman stepped out of the room without another word. His eyes followed her until she vanished beyond the hallway, and only then did he step back inside. But suddenly a cold chill ran down his spine. There was something strange, terribly strange. The woman had been wearing wooden clogs. Those heavy knocking footsteps should have echoed in the silence of the night. Yet, not a single sound. Not one. He remembered how even his own soft steps earlier had echoed loud and clear in the corridor. He muttered to himself uneasily, "No way. Could there be something wrong with her?" Huang dared not finish that thought. The fear he had endured tonight was already more than enough. Any more, and his mind might just collapse under the weight of his own imagination. For a while there were no more strange noises. Only the slow, relentless ticking of the clock filled the silence. Time felt like it was crawling, heavy and suffocating. Then it started again. His eyelids twitched. Faint, sorrowful singing drifted through the stillness. A woman's voice, melancholic, mournful. The night is deep and hollow, cold waters drift below. The moon hangs silent, sorrowed, who knows the heart's shadow. Huang's eyes flew wide open, but he didn't dare move a muscle. He held his breath, terrified that any sound might reveal his presence, terrified of who or what might be singing. He didn't know how long the voice lingered before it faded into nothing. By then, his body was soaked in sweat. His face had turned pale. Only when he felt like he might suffocate did he slowly lower the blanket over his head. And then, he yanked it right back up. Because now, it wasn't singing. It was laughter. A mad, heartbroken cackle. Wild, mindless, grotesque. Unnatural sounds echoed through the night, grinding away at his sanity, second by second, minute by minute. Never in his life had Huang known fear like this. Then, slicing through the laughter and the girl's strange monologue, a deep, angry voice barked out from below. "What the hell's wrong with you? It's the middle of the night and you're howling like a lunatic. I swear, I'll come up there and beat some sense into you." The voice wasn't loud, but Huang knew without a doubt. It was the man who had shown him the room. The owner. After that outburst, the laughter ceased. Then came sobbing, screeching. It sounded like someone was being dragged away. A second voice joined in, this one a woman's, trying to hold the man back. "Please stop. She's just a child. If you keep yelling and hitting her every night like this, she'll break. She'll become mentally ill. This is your fault. You coddled her. Let her get away with everything. If you won't discipline her, then I will." A loud slap rang out, so loud, Huang heard it even from upstairs. The girl's cries turned raw and agonizing. Though he couldn't see it, he could picture the scene unfolding below, and it was horrifying. Sleep was impossible now. The noise, the chaos, it tore through the night like a nightmare come to life. Eventually, Huang threw off the blanket, opened the door, and stepped out. He needed air, or maybe answers. He didn't intend to interfere. It wasn't his business. He barely knew these people. But curiosity tugged at him harder than fear. He crept downstairs, slow and careful, until he found himself hiding behind a wooden pillar. He listened. Nothing. Silence. Just moments ago, the house had been full of yelling and crying, and now, nothing? He whispered under his breath, "That's weird. Was I dreaming?" Taking a deep breath to calm himself, Huang moved toward the room where the argument had come from. A faint light glowed from inside, but with each step, the air grew colder. He could feel it now. a chill that cut deep into his bones. He peeked inside and stopped cold. The room was empty. No people, no furniture, just dust and cobwebs, thick, white layers of abandonment covering every surface. No signs of life, no signs that anyone had been here in years. His eyes searched every corner in disbelief. There had to be someone. There had to be. Where did all that screaming come from? But the more he looked, the clearer it became. This room had been dead for a long, long time. And then, a sudden chill on the back of his neck. A hand, a cold hand resting gently on his shoulder. He flinched and spun around. Standing behind him was a young woman in a long white dress. Her eyes were sad, haunted. She looked at him and spoke softly. "Who are you? Why are you lurking here in the middle of the night?" Chapter 5. Huang's limbs were still trembling, his vacant gaze betraying his fear. Who are you?" he stammered. "I'm the daughter of the owners. You must be the guest renting a room here, right?" "Yes, but earlier I heard voices downstairs, people arguing. When I came down, it was dead silent." "What was that about?" The girl's face showed mild surprise. "I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't heard anything at all. Maybe you imagined it?" "No," Huang insisted. "I definitely heard people talking. There was even singing. Was that you out on the balcony earlier?" The girl looked more puzzled. "No. But maybe what you heard was Lee." "Lei, who's that? I don't understand." "It's a long story," she sighed. A while back, after a major psychological trauma, she started acting strange. Her mind, it's not all there anymore. Sometimes at night she'll go out onto the balcony and sing or talk to herself. It's caused trouble for the guest house. My father's been quite upset about it." Huang fell silent, as if processing what he just heard. Then he replied, his tone more understanding. "I see. Maybe I did hear her then. It was probably nothing. But why are you still up this late, and I haven't even asked your name yet." "I'm Tue, and you are?" "I'm Huang. I'm here on a short business trip and just needed a place to stay for the night. But you still haven't answered my question. Why are you up so late?" Tui walked over to the balcony and rested her arms on the railing, gazing into the distance. "I don't really know," she murmured. "It's been a long time since I've had a good night's sleep. I come out here to watch the moon. It helps me feel a little less restless." The two fell into silence. Huang wasn't sure whether to say more or take his leave. But then Tai spoke again. "Huang, I know this might sound forward, but do you have a girlfriend?" The question caught Huang off guard. It felt oddly personal, almost as if she were dropping a hint. Well, believe it or not, no, I don't." Strangely, Tui didn't seem surprised. It was as if she already knew the answer. "Same here," she said. "There've been many guys interested in me, but I've never felt anything for any of them. Sometimes I even wonder, maybe I'm not into men at all." Huang looked a bit awkward. "You think that?" "I mean, I kinda get it. I've felt the same. The idea of dating just seems exhausting. But maybe it's just that the right person hasn't come along yet." Tui turned and gave him a soft, mysterious smile. "Have you ever thought about living your whole life alone?" Once again, her question hit Huang out of nowhere. He chuckled lightly. "Honestly, I don't think I could. I believe that eventually everyone reaches a point where they just want a home to come back to. But for now, I'm focused on building my career. Love can wait." Tui exhaled, a long, wistful sigh. "In some ways, you really are an ideal man. I hope you find someone who deserves you. Thank you. I hope the same for you. Silence again. It felt like they had already said too much for two people who just met. Feeling the conversation had reached its natural end, Huang spoke up. Well, I think I'll head back to my room now. You should get some rest, too. He quietly turned to leave, but after a few steps, he glanced back. Tui was still there, eyes turned toward the moon, her face distant, thoughtful. Back in his room, Huang checked the clock. It was nearly 2 a.m. Yet unlike earlier, he no longer felt sleepy. He lay down, eyes wide open, mind racing. Tui had answered some of his questions, but the unease remained. There was something off about this place. Every person he'd met so far carried an air of mystery, like they were hiding something. Even the sounds, the voices, the music, they came and went without warning, like ghosts slipping through cracks in reality. His thoughts were a swirling mess, and just as he was trying to make sense of it all, a loud honk pierced the night air. Out front, someone was laying on a car horn, repeatedly. Whoever they were, they clearly had no concern for manners or the late hour. The guest house owner rushed outside, his voice tense with irritation. "What the hell are you honking for at this hour? You could have just called out." Two black cars rolled into the courtyard, pulling up close to the main entrance before finally stopping. The owner grew visibly angrier, knocking on the driver's window. "You can't park here. This is the walkway. Move your cars into the garage." The window lowered slowly, revealing a man with a hard, menacing face. He glared. "Shut your mouth, old man. We'll park wherever the hell we want." Sensing trouble, the owner backed down. All right. You're here to book rooms, right?" "Of course. What else would we be doing at a guest house? Stop asking dumb questions and give us the 2 best rooms you've got." Yes, right away, please. Step out of the car."